Hi Stampers, welcome back to the fourth of my Holiday Hops online classes. My name is Gloria and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm so excited to share with you today this easy, quick, fun fold. The technique is called Dutch door and it opens up like this. Isn't that cool? And I invite you to keep watching to see the bonus coordinating goodie. It's a totally different treat holder using the Little Treats bundle. You're going to love it. Here are the dimensions for our Dutch door card. We're using the beautiful Autumn bundle. It comes with a stamp set and 3 punches that coordinate with all the beautiful images. I just love all the sayings, which I know I can use way beyond Thanksgiving and the fall. This time, let's start working with the base card. We're going to take that Crumbcake cardstock in our paper cutter, and the measurement is 4 1/4 by 9, but what we need is 4 3/16. Now, we're going to take it and put it at 4 3/16. It looks like this. So I find the 4 1/4 mark and I just back it up to the one little tick mark before that. That's 4 3/16. So go ahead and give that a good cut. And then you'll simply rotate the paper to the landscape orientation, and we want to score it at 5 1/2 inches. So what I do is I turn it around, I line it with the 5 1/2 inch mark, and then make sure you're using your scoring blade, which is the lighter of the two blades. Give it a nice press. And we have our scored card that folds over like this. We also have one other bit of scoring to do. On the smaller piece of Crumbcake, we need to score it at 2 1/8 of an inch. So again, where is that? Here's 2 1/4. And 1/8 is the hash mark right there. So that's 2 1/8. And all we're going to do is to put it at the 2 1/8 mark and give it a score. Then I slide it out, flip it over, and do the same from the other side. 2 1/8. Give it a nice score mark, and then you're done with that paper trimmer. Go ahead and fold on the lines that you just did. We use our bone folder vertically, and again, give it a nice press, and give it a nice press. All right, so now what we're going to do is to take our base card, and I want to stamp a little fun thing along the border. We want to stamp a couple of the wheat stock in Crumbcake. And so this is the stamp we're going for, and again, first of all, you ask yourself, foam or no foam? You see there's no foam there, so you'll need to bring in a foam mat. One of my customers just asked if we still carry that gray foam mat that you've seen me use in my last couple of videos, and we no longer carry that one, but I have a hidden treasure to share with all of you. This is our Stamparatus Deluxe foam mat. It's found on page 164 in the catalog. And what I love about this mat is that it has the grid lines printed on it, so it makes it easier to line up images and sayings. And it's also a laminated surface. So as you're stamping, if you have stray ink that goes off your cardstock and ends up on the surface, you simply wipe it off with your chamois and some water, or a paper towel and some water. And any of our standard inks will wipe right off. So it makes it really easy to use. I'm going to go ahead and take that and place that underneath my project. Because I don't like to clean up very much, I'm putting a piece of scratch paper underneath. And now I'm going to ink up my piece of wheat. For this particular part of the project, though, I want to show you a little tip. I don't need the entire stalk, so I'm only going to do the fluffy part of the wheat plus just a little of the stalk. So you can see right through the stamp. So I'm just going to ink up, about that much of it. So tap, tap gently. And then I'm going to dance it just along the edge. So I'm doing one at the very top, and then I'm going to re-ink, open my card, and do one at the very bottom going in the opposite direction. Next, I'm going to take the oak leaf stamp, again in my Crumbcake, and I'm just going to put that in the center, and I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. When you're all done, you notice you have a beautiful border on each side. Next, we're going to attach the arms of our Dutch door card. So, the reason why you cut the card base to just a tiny bit smaller than normal is so that when you close the arms, it ends up being nice and snug. All right, so what we're going to do is to attach that to the bottom. You're going to take the bottom piece where we had scored it, and we're going to put your favorite adhesive on just the middle section. And again, the most important parts are along the bottom and the edges. So I always like to use the long part of the tape and place it along the long part of the cardstock. And I have it snug right in the corner. Then we're going to simply place the card inside the center. And I like to just stand it up on the table surface. So hopefully you can see a little better now. What I'm doing is I'm folding the arms inwards to make sure it's centered left to right, and then tapping the card onto the table to make sure that everything is lined up. Once you're happy with everything, double check and press down when you're happy with it. So one side should fold close, then the other. All right, so this is our base card. We're going to attach our designer paper. We will be using the Gilded Autumn designer papers that go with the suite, and they're just gorgeous. Let me just give you a sneak peek. What I love about them are the metallic elements in the beautiful shimmery pages. So let me just kind of give you a peek at all of them. So it has wonderful colors of browns and rich reds and greens, but also with that touch of beautiful metal foil, which is just gorgeous and so elegant. The piece we're using, this one, simply going to tape these squares to the front of the flaps. So again, you want to turn the designer paper over, and part of it is thinking, gosh, which side to use? They're so gorgeous. Check out that foil. Gorgeous. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put tape at the back and attach those to the front of the two flaps. Before you adhere those, keep in mind that the two pieces should be adjacent to each other, so the pictures should kind of match. So make sure that you check out your pieces and you pick two adjacent pieces so that those pictures match. And when you go to attach that onto the card, you will line up the right edge with the inside of the right edge of the flap. So they're flush against each other. And then again, double check to make sure your picture still matches, and then do the same with the other side. You want to match and have this side go all the way to the left side of the flap so that it's a continuous picture. Go ahead and attach that. And there we have our gatefold, our flaps. We are going to put the Cajun cardstock inside this beautiful greenery embossing folder. Now this cardstock measurements, they're almost square, but not quite. So you'll notice if I put it like this, it goes a little bit outside the embossing folder. So when you put it in, make sure you put it in this way, portrait style, and then it should fit within the embossing folder. To emboss this, you'll take your platform, open up to tab 1, and then place your base acrylic mat down, followed by your embossing folder, and then the top plate. Send it through your Big Shot or your Stamp Cut and Emboss, and when you're done, you end up with this beautifully embossed piece using that greenery embossing folder. Go ahead and place your adhesive on the back of that, and then you're going to attach this to the front flap of your card, centering it left to right. When you're done, Looks like this, and it will close up like so. Next, we're going to do our saying. We're going to use the Tasteful Labels dies. So beautiful. And we're going to use this one here. What I love about this is that it is going to create a little bit of an embossed decorative edge around that cardstock. So we're going to get our vanilla cardstock and place this image on it. The sandwich for that is to take your magnetic plate, your acrylic cutting pad, then place your vanilla cardstock with the framelit on it, finish it off with your top plate, and send that through your favorite cutting tool. Look at this really cool label. And as you'll notice, if I turn it, you can kind of see the edging. All right, we're going to go ahead and stamp our saying on there. We are using My Heart is Grateful for You from the Beautiful Autumn set. Again, we're going to need our foam mat. We're going to take the saying and ink it up in our Espresso ink this time. Tap, tap, tap gently to use the full surface. And this time you're going to stamp it so that it's slightly higher on the tag. Count 1, 2, 3 and lift. Right, we want to decorate that. So now we're going to take this beautiful image here. It's the leaf stalk, the 3 leafed stalk. And again, we're going to use the same technique as before. I don't want to use the entire long piece, so I'm going to take my ink pad and just ink up about that much of it. So you're just going to gently touch or tap on that. I want to place that stalk diagonally, going up towards the saying, close to it but not covering it. And when you're done, you have this beautiful stalk coming diagonally underneath the words. Next, we want to add a little more embellishment. So remember, we have the punches that come along with the set. So I want to add a little bling. So I'm taking the punch. You slide this to open the punch, and that's how it works. Slide it into a piece of rich razzleberry. Give it a punch. And we're going to do the same this time with the oak leaf. We're going to do that on the brass. Beautiful brass foil that you've seen me use in the past. So pretty. So again, I open it up. I like using my punches facing me so I can see where I'm punching. And then we're going to attach these to the tag. We're going to take the rich razzleberry one and attach it with the glue dots. So here are the glue dots. I lift the lid to see the next one. Touch my project on there, picks it up right there. And I'm going to dance this one kind of up like this, pointing upwards. And then the oak leaf I want to attach and give it some dimensions. So we're going to use these mini dimensionals. I kind of fold it to remove one, place it on the back side of my foil, take the lid off, and then place that kind of like this. All right, we're going to finish off with a ribbon. So I'm taking my ribbon here and just tying it into a loose knot. So take it up and around, just like the first knot when you're tying your shoe. And we're just not going to pull it super tight, just like that. Now we can give it a haircut, trimming off the ends a wee bit. I like to have my scissors angled the same direction to create a loose knot. We're going to attach that knot to the label, again with that glue dot. Glue dots are pretty strong, and I'm going to put that right at the base of my tag. I'm going to move it up just a wee bit. There we go. All right. Very cute. All right, to finish off our Dutch door, we're going to decorate the front by putting this tag on. Now, we're going to do something fun with this. I want my tag to hold the gate doors closed. So, in order to do that, I'm going to use something, I'm going to use my big dimensionals instead of just my little ones. We have our full size dimensionals. You're going to turn the tag over, and this time, there's 2 sides to every paper. So we're going to place them along the top, the sides. So you notice my ribbon, so you know that's the bottom. But at the bottom, come up about 1/2 inch or so and place 3 of them because that area needs to be strong. I'm going to give them a nice press, take off the lids to all of them. And when you go to put the label on the card, you want the bottom of this tag to overlap the gate doors. So we're going to close the front flap and then the arms or the doors. And then I'm going to position my label so that this bottom part catches those doors and keeps them closed. There you go. It holds it closed. And it opens up like that. To decorate the inside of the card, we're going to start with that 3-leaf sprig. And this time we're inking up in soft suede. Again, I only want to ink up, about that much of it. So we don't want the entire sprig there. Something like that. Tap, tap, tap. And again, I know that's very dark in color, so I want to stamp off onto junk cardstock first. And then I want to put it in the corner. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Very pretty. Now we're going to do the inside of that sprig using Just Jade, and it has an inside stamp on the outside of the box. It looks like this. It's the dark colored one, and it's going to give you some color. It's a 2-step stamping. So we're going to tap it in the jade cardstock, in the jade ink. Tap, tap, tap. Again, super juicy. So I'm going to stamp it off actually twice. As you can see how juicy it is. And then I'm just going to line it up on top with the image. And you can see right through it. And then stamp and say 1, 2, 3. And it gives a really soft, pretty look. My jade my jade ink just happens to be very juicy. So I know I have to do that. Same thing with my sprig. We're going to ink up just part way, stamp on junk cardstock. And I want to stamp it so it's just a wee bit taller or higher than my sprig. And same thing on the other side. Stamp off onto junk cardstock and have it coming in just a little bit taller. So it looks like that. To finish it off, we want to add a cute acorn. And I'm using soft suede. You're going to punch out a soft suede acorn. And then we're going back to that brass foil. And this time I only need the top part of the acorn, not the entire thing. So any portion that has the top part. And you'll simply take your scissors and trim along the curve of that cap of the acorn, kind of up and around, something like that. And then all we're going to do is take the glue dot, park that behind the cap, and then place that on top of your acorn. So you have this really cute brass top. We're going to attach our cute little acorn on with the Stampin' Dimensional. Peel the lid off and attach it to your card. Kind of overlapping some of that nonsense. Isn't that cute? Then you'll simply tape that on the inside of your card. It's fun to have a coordinating gift with your card. Last week I showed you this cute holder using the poinsettia dies, the beautiful flocked paper, and our Little Treats bundle. But check out this awesome treat caddy. Isn't it stinking cute? Would you believe this uses the same Little Treat box dies on page 70? I learned this cool way to expand the box from Buckeye Inklings. Here are the dimensions for the box. We're going to start with our Little Treat die. You'll use your magnetic platform along with your base plate and place your cardstock in the center. And put your die face down, the cutting side down, so that the scallop edge is all the way at the top and lined up all the way on the right side to the edge of your cardstock. So flush with the top and flush with the right side. Now, when you go to send it through your Big Shot, you'll place your plate so that it only covers half of the die. So you see how it stops right there? And send that through your Big Shot. Then, when you're done, we're going to take the die off, and keep in mind where you have that lined up on that side. We're going to move the die now all the way to the bottom, and again line up your die to the side. So it's flush now at the bottom with the scallop, and also the same side that you had before. This time you're going to put your cutting mat at the bottom half, like so. Let me bring that closer so you can see that a little better, like so. And send that through again. When you're done, you'll have a piece that looks like this. You just have a little bit of trimming to do. So what I like to do is to just chop off or tear off, just chop off that edge so you know where you're going. That's all the extra bits. Now we just have one line to cut from here to here. If you're daring, you can use just a pair of scissors and just follow that blade and make your cut. There you are. If you're not as brave and you prefer to use a cutter, you'll use your paper trimmer to make this cut. So what you'll do is you'll open up the arm and just line up the edges of your cardstock so you can see the cutting track. Like so. Let me see if I can lift it and show you. There we go. So then you can see the edges of the cardstock and the edge of the cutting track. You'll close the rail guide and give it a trim with your trimmer. You're done. You have this elongated box. Assembly is just as before. You'll notice you have beautiful score lines there, so you'll just fold all the flaps on their score line. And it's quick and easy assembly. Do the same on the other side. All right. The only thing that's a little bit trickier is to fold right there along the edge, but it's pretty easy to do. And do the same on the other side. Fold the tabs in, and remember it's got this little slot. You just slip that in, and do the same on both sides. Slip it in. And then you can use tape, tearing tape, to bring the sides up. This is what it looks like with your adhesives on each side, and simply bring the wings in and you have your box. Go ahead and tape, center and tape your designer paper on each side. And we're going to finish decorating it with just a piece of ribbon. This is the same ribbon we used before. I'm going to give it a little trim. I want it to fit diagonally, just a little bit longer, so that's kind of nice. I'll trim it just a little bit more at an angle. Place your tape on the project, then the ribbon over it, and I like to put another piece of tape over that to make sure it's staying put. All right, we just need our label. So to do that, we're going to use the Little Treats dies again to cut out a beautiful brass foil scalloped circle. And then we're simply going to take the word thankful from our autumn goodness bundle from before. Give that a little stamp, 1, 2, 3. Punch it out with your favorite 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and you'll simply layer that together with tape. Attach that onto your project with Stampin' Dimensionals, and then punch out your leaves. You'll go ahead and tape your first raspberry oak leaf on the medallion, and then your second leaf with a dimensional like we did on the card. So cute. Now, of course, we still need to do the top part, the little handle, which is so neat. We're going to take our strip of designer paper and use a bone folder to curl it, just to give it a little bend vertically. And then I'm going to put glue dots along the top edge. Just to hold it, I'm going to put 4 of them on. And again, I just touch the project onto the glue dots. So all along the top edge. You can kind of see them. And then we're going to start rolling it, folding it just about maybe 1/8 of an inch. And then you can roll or fold it upwards, like a toilet paper roll. Give it a little press so the seam is well secured. It looks like this. So you can decide if you want to puff it up so it looks like a more circular or flat. It will feed better flat. So then you place it in one edge, and you might need to, yes, you definitely need to flatten it a wee bit, and then do the other side to create your cute handle for your caddy. Isn't that darling? When you're all done, it looks like that. Wow, are you already thinking of all the cute things you can put inside this little box? It's great for holding gift cards with little treats. You can do them for different seasons, for Christmas, for fall, and you can of course use them for favors, for parties, for gatherings, weddings, baby shower, wherever your imagination takes you. The supply list is below for these fun projects, and you can shop anytime on my website. In the month of September only, when you use the Hostess Code shown for all orders $50 or more, you'll receive a free PDF for these 2 projects using the beautiful autumn stamp set. It will be so fun and easy to watch this video and follow along to create your own beautiful card and coordinating treat caddy. My online class kit for all 4 of the Holiday Hops online classes are available for just $20 plus $3.50 postage. Details are shown below this video. Everything is pre-cut and die cut for you so you can start playing and stamping along right along with the videos. The card from today's class is part of the kit. The treat caddy was just a fun bonus idea for you to create on your own. I have more fun, quick holiday projects coming up in my next class. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and give me a thumbs up if you liked what you learned today. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.